Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and I just got back from the new film Sucker Punch. This girl, Baby Doll, after having her mother killed somehow by her stepdad, and then her sister dies, and I'm not sure if she killed her sister or her stepdad killed her sister. They don't really clarify that one. So then her stepdad sends her to an institution where she's to be lobotomized. And that's reality 1. Then reality 2, she's in this kind of brothel slash burlesque show place, which they spend most of the time in reality 2, which makes you wonder why they set up reality 1 at all. She meets all the girls and they're like, you should dance, and then she dances to Bjork's Army of Me, which is like the only song that's not a cover in the whole movie, which was really, actually, I have to say, probably one of the worst parts. If it actually had all the 80s songs that they have covers of instead, like Sweet Dreams and The Smiths, and I think New Order was in there maybe. If they actually had those songs, I would have been like, you know, this movie wasn't very good, but the soundtrack was awesome. I don't think it actually works that well unless you get really good covers, which this film didn't. So anyway, so she does this dance, and it's supposed to be amazingly sexy. What happens is she does the dance, and it's just like this. And then it cuts right as it gets going. The camera goes for a close-up and comes out, and then she's in reality 3, where she has a samurai sword, and she's always dressed like a schoolgirl, and she fights robots and stuff. It's kind of like a stupid Inception. Oh, and reality 1 and 2 are presumably sometime in the 30s or 40s, or at least some weird hot topic-y version of that. She needs to get these things to get out. She has to get like the knife and the key and the map. She's doing her amazingly sexy dance, which we can never see for some reason, because it's so sexy it would blow our minds. So then it transports us to the world where she's a schoolgirl and killing things with her samurai sword. I thought this was supposed to be a lot more titillating, and I think it would have actually helped it, because this movie was trying to restrain its ridiculousness, and Sucker Punch did not need to do that. This movie should have been in 3D, because it would have been far more laughable in 3D, and far more ridiculous, and far more, I think, enjoyable as well. No one's gonna see this. You needed the extra money. For a movie that's pretty bad, I was surprised how well it moved and was at least somewhat entertaining. Even though the whole time I knew it was really stupid, I wasn't like bored until maybe towards the end. I'm not sure what to think of Zack Snyder after I saw this. Don't make your 13-year-old boy masturbation fodder slash fanfiction into a movie. Why is Emily Browning's hair is blonde? She looks like a blow-up doll. This idealized version of the past, it almost works because these are Zack Snyder's idealized versions of women with an idealized version of the past. So idealized, but it doesn't really know where to go and make that to be a film that's worth seeing and enjoyable. This movie needed to have its 80s pop songs. It needed to really go for having all the girls in it, and it needed to go for the violence, and sometimes it would, and then other times it wouldn't. The guy shoots 2 of the girls and you don't see it, they just fall off camera. So we can have like a girl in slow motion shooting a samurai in the face, but God forbid I see 2 girls get shot on screen, they just fall. We're just supposed to accept that they're dead, despite the fact we saw someone get stabbed a little bit earlier. There's certain times that Zack Snyder doesn't understand why he's using certain devices in his film. He just wants to use them to build tension, but then it's like nothing. There's nothing underneath that. It's a badly directed movie. It clearly, they didn't think about conceiving it very well, and they didn't even execute it very well. They should have gone for more of an angle to play up the sexuality, which was clearly, obviously, what drew Zack Snyder to the project, but he doesn't want to really use that. I felt like the problem with this movie is Zack Snyder is lying to himself. He's trying to convince himself that this is more than masturbation fodder. I don't know how Zack Snyder got to make like a dream project. I feel like this is way too early for him, and this should bury him, and unfortunately he has Superman, so he's basically protected. It doesn't really matter what happens to him with this movie. Alright, so if you have seen Sucker Punch and you would like to talk about it, then comment below down there in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to.